recording of the...
Started, Mataji. Started.
Okay. Which verse? In chapter?
47, Mataji.
So Lord is showing all the types of creation, everything. And now in the 47th verse, Lord says, Parimanam chakalasya kalpakshana vigraham yatha purushasta vyakhyasyasya vyakhyaasye kalpamatho shunu. So here, Sutta Goswami is speaking to Shaunakadi Rishi. No, sorry. Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, which is told by Sutta Goswami in the assembly of Shaunakadi Rishi. So here, O King, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in the gross and subtle features with the specific symptoms of each, but for the present, let me explain unto you the Padma Kalpa. So last time we did, little revision will do of last time, 3 types of creation, Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, Kalpa. So in the Mahakalpa it is Karanadakshai Vishnu, Vikalpa it is Garbhadakshai Vishnu, and Kalpa it is Shirodakshai Vishnu. So to understand it nicely, that Mahakalpa, Lord assumes the first Purusha incarnation as Karanadakshai Vishnu. And then with him the 16 principal creative matters and instruments have been given. So creative matter, earth, water, fire, air, ether, knowledge gaining senses. We have 16, right? So we should have three things, 3 fives we should have. Sense objects will come, knowledge gaining senses will come. And one is pradhan. That is why instrument has been given. See, creative matter, instrument. So matter is there, then sense objects, that is also matter only. No? Sense objects are also matter only. 2 types of matter. One matter which is for forming the body, and one matter is external. That is sight, touch, smell, all these are external. And then instrument is there, and one is pradhana. So in this way, 16 potencies are there. In the Mahakalpa, then Brahmaji is given. And Brahmaji, Lord gives the potency to create to Brahmaji. That is how different types of bodies are created at the level of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. The Brahmaji is created, and then Brahmaji is born, and then dispersion of material ingredients. That is Vikalpa. And then in the Kalpa, Lord enters in everyone's heart, maintains everyone. This is what we study. So now here, let me explain unto you the Padma Kalpa. So Kalpa is actually the 30 Kalpas, that is 30 days. 1 day is 1 Kalpa. 30 days. And that we have Padma Kalpa, just check that. I'm not finding that. We have Padma Kalpa. So let us see what is written. The present duration of the Kalpa of Brahma is called Varaha Kalpa. That is why we say Shweta Varaha. When we tell our identity, at the time Varaha, we say Varaha Kalpa. Shweta Varaha Kalpa. This is 1 day of Brahma which is going on. In this 1
Mataji,
day...
that name is not appearing.
Yeah, I told, no, it's not there. So Varaha Kalpa, Shweta Varaha Kalpa, this 1 day of Brahma going on. 51st year is the 51st year. In that first day, in that 1 day, Vaivasvat Manu. We are in the Vaivasvat Manu. 51st year ka first day, which is known as Varaha, Shweta Varaha Kalpa. The incarnation of the Lord Varaha took place during the creation of Brahma. Was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Vishnu. Therefore, Varaha Kalpa is called as Padma Kalpa. See how we got confused. This is why Acharyas are required to clear our confusion. Varaha Kalpa is also known as Padma Kalpa. Because, why Padma Kalpa? Because Brahmaji is born from the abdomen of Vishnu. And this is testified by Acharyas like Jiva Goswami as well as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in pursuance of the first commentator Swami Sridhar. So Bhagavatam has been commented by Sridhar Swami. That is how all the Acharyas who are coming in the disciplic succession, they get the knowledge. So there is no contradiction between Varaha and Padma Kalpa of Brahma. So okay, now we are clear. Kalpa means 1 day. 1 day is divided into 1000 millennium, Chatur Yugas, which is again divided between 14 Manus.
Yes.
So we are in the 7th Manu, in the 28th cycle. Yuga Athavisa Vitevari Ubha. For Pandarpur you sing. We are in the 28th cycle. 28th cycle of 14 of 7th month. Okay. And the Kalpa, the day, the first day, it's Shweta Kalpa. Shweta Varaha Kalpa is the first day going on. 30 Kalpas are. That means it's the first month of first day of Brahmaji birthday. First day need not be birthday, birthday. It should be a birthday. Actually, our birthdays we say, in between we say. That is actually our first, because we are in this span of month and all those things. That is actually our first day. For Brahmaji, anyhow, that will be the first day. The day we are born, that day, if you see, that becomes actually the first day of the month for us. And we cannot go like that. That is why we follow 23rd, 27th, like this we say. 2nd, 4th. That is actually our month which goes on. But we cannot do, everybody will have different. So for Brahmaji, it is a common thing. It's a common, one person common thing. Okay.
Mataji,
Yeah.
generally we are told that Vara, he appeared from the nostril of Brahmaji. But here we see that the lotus is mentioned. How do we understand that, Mataji?
Took place during the creation of Brahma, who was born. And the lotus coming, who was born? As Brahma is born.
Oh, Vara Kalpa, Shwet Vara Kalpa, because
comes from the nose of Brahma. Brahmaji is given more importance because from Brahmaji only Varaha came. Varaha comes from the nostrils of Brahma. And Brahma is born from the...
माताजी वरा अवतार 2 बार हुआ है ना माताजी. एक बार श्वेत कल्प में जब पृथ्वी वैसे ही
एक बार में रक्त कल्प.
एक में
एक में रक्त वराह.
रक्त वराह, श्वेत वराह. In the Rakta Varaha, he protected the Shweta Varaha, he has protected the earth and killed Hiranyaksha. Right? In Rakta Kalpa, he has done another Leela that we have to check. In Rakta Varaha, what he has done. Check that.
As much as I have read,
Wait,
हाँ
wait.
माता जी बोलिए बोलिए।
Yes.
In both the avatars I read, he protected Mother Earth, but the details are little different. In one, he places Mother Earth first in the orbit, and then he goes to fight. And in the second one, first he fights, and then he keeps like that. Few minor details.
Actually is killed in both the, but there is a little change in that. There is a
Yeah,
little
slight
change.
details are different.
In Shvetavaraha, he brings on his lap. Then
Yes.
afterwards protects
Yes.
and then fights with Hiranaksha. In one, fighting takes place, then protection takes place. That
Yes.
much is the difference, but
माता
still
जी मैंने जो पढ़ा था वो बताऊं, तो जो भी स्वयंभू मनु और शत्रुपा का उन्होंने जन्म हुआ, फिर वो आए कि हम लोग अभी कहाँ रहे, तो पहले ब्रह्मा जी ने कहा कि जो ये सपाट जमीन है वहां पे आप रहिए, अभी आपको भी क्रिएशन करना है, आगे फर्दर मुझे हेल्प करनी है। मगर फिर जब वो आते तो वो देखते कि हाँ यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं है, तो फिर वापिस ब्रह्मा जी आते हैं और देखते हैं कि अरे वो अर्थ कहाँ गए, तो फिर वो वैसे ही नीचे पाताल में गिर गई थी, ऐसा हुआ था कुछ।
Raktavaraha is Raktavaraha. Because in that killing, I don't know, was you're
नहीं
told
किलिंग नहीं
acceptance.
हुआ था माता जी, वैसे वो बस ऑर्बिट से हट गई थी पृथ्वी और वो नीचे गिर गई थी, तो फिर वापस वरा श्वेत वरा ने ऊपर लेके आए थे, तभी भी वरा अवतार हुआ था, ऐसा मुझे मैंने पढ़ा था।
See, you check Hiranaksha Leela. In that it is Shvetavaraha. It's not Raktavaraha.
यस
Just go
माता
through
जी,
that.
उसमें श्वेत वरा। हाँ हाँ
Shvetavaraha. Raktavaraha is to place in the orbit. Check that. There is some small differences there. Not much difference anyhow. Protection of the earth. Dharani, what is the pranam mantra for Varaha? Dharani Uddhara. Varahaya Dharani Uddharanaya Swaha Namah. That is what you say. Namah Shri Varahaya Dharani Uddharanaya Swaha Namah. Hiranaksha killing and all anyhow demons fighting. But what is the real purpose? That is for protection of the Dharani. Somebody is throwing Dharani, somebody sometimes comes out of the orbit. So anyhow, so that is the purpose. That is why Padma Kalpa. Because in this, the importance is given to Brahmaji. From his nose, Varaha comes. Anyhow, Lord Varaha is Krishna himself. To go through the Raktavaraha and Shvetavaraha Leela again. Sometimes you get confused because anyhow Hiranaksha is involved. Some small differences will be there. Shaunakuvacha Yadahano Bhavan Suta Shata Bhagavatotma Chachara Tirthani Bhuvas Tyaktva Bandhun Sudus Yajata. Now Shaunaka is asking, what is he asking? Shaunaka said, Yat as Yatha Aha, you said, Naha unto us, Bhavan, your good self, Suta, O Suta, then comes Krata, Vidura, Bhagavata Uttama, one of the topmost devotee of the Lord, Chachara, practiced, Tirtharu, Tirthani, places of pilgrimage, Bhuva, on the earth, Tektva, leaving aside, Vandana, relative, Sudhistyan, Dustyajan, very difficult to give up. So Shaunaka Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired from Sutta Goswami about Vidura. For Sutta Goswami had previously informed him how Vidura left home, leaving aside all his relatives, were very difficult to have. The Rishi, headed by Shaunaka, were anxious to know about Vidura, who met Maitri Rishi while traveling in the pilgrimage sites of the world. Now suddenly what happened? They want to know about Vidura now. Sutta Goswami is relating Sukadeva Goswami Parikshit Maharaj Samvad. Now same Samvad has been spoken by Vidura Maitreya. Maitreya Rishi asking, Vidura speaking. Now the whole topic goes where to Vidura Maitreya. Again, the same thing will be spoken. The churning of the same thing will keep us more understanding about the subject. So how slowly it is now shifting the scene. Okay, 2 verses. Vrindavan Leela Mataji, 47, 48. Read.
Hare Krishna. परिमाणं च कालस्य कल्पलक्षणविग्रहं यथा पुरस्ताद् व्याख्यास्ये पद्मं कल्पम् अथो शृणु. King, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features, with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Padma Kalpa. The present duration of a Kalpa of Brahma is called the Varaha Kalpa or Shweta Varaha Kalpa, because the incarnation of the Lord as Varaha took place during the creation of Brahma, who was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Vishnu. Therefore, this Varaha Kalpa is also called Padma Kalpa, and this is testified by Acharyas like Jiva Goswami as well as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in pursuance of the first commentator Swami Sridhar. So there is no contradiction between the Varaha and the Padma Kalpa of Brahma. Shaunaka Uvacha Yad aho na bhavan suta kshatta bhagavatottamaha chachara tirthani bhuvas Tektva bandhum sudustyajan. Shaunak Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired from Suta Goswami about Vidur. For Suta Goswami had previously informed him how Vidur left home, leaving aside all his relatives who were very difficult to leave. The rishis headed by Shaunak were more anxious to know about Vidur, who met Maitreya Rishi while traveling to the pilgrimage sites of the world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Tattu Kaushara Ravestasya Samvado Dhyatma Samshitaha Yatva Sa Bhagavans Tasmai Dushtas Tattvam Uvachaha Bruhi Nastat Idam Saumya Vidurasya Vishtitam Vicheshtitam Bandhustyaganimittam cha Yathaiva Gavatavan Punaha Khattu of Vidura Kausharavehi as that of Maitreya. See, Vidura's name Shatta and here Kausharave. You remember this, huh? Vidura is also known as Shatta. Kausharave is Maitreya. Shattu Kausharave. Vidura Maitreya. Adhyatma, that is in the matters of transcendental knowledge. Samshitaha, full of, yet which va entails. Sahi, Bhagavan, his grace. Tasmai, unto him. Krishna inquired. Tattvam, the truth. Uvacha answered her in the past. Ruhi, tell me. Naha, unto us. that those matters. Idam, here. Saumya, O gentle one. Vidurasya, Vidura. Vicheshtitam, activities. Bandhu Tyaga, renouncing the friends. Nimittam, the cause of. Cha, also. Yatha, as. Eva, also. Agatavan, came back. Puna, again. So let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya, who talked on confidential subjects and was inquired by Vidura and replied to Maitreya. Please let us know the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of his family members and why he again came home. Please also let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the place of pilgrimage. So if you see in the first canto, 14th chapter, where the Pandavas retire before that Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, they all go to the forest, and that is how they leave their body. Everything is there. And there Vidura is coming, and Vidura is speaking to Dhritarashtra and Gandhari is very important. Where Vidura says, "Why are you lying here? It's like dog staying in the house." So purpose of Vidura's coming, still they are inquiring why he came back. Because he left his connection. So what was his purpose of coming? So Shaunakadi Rishi, they wanted to know. So there to whom the whole topic was going on, it was going on to Parikshit Maharaj. Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit. Same knowledge, Vidura asking to Maitreya. Now here Vidura's later part, after getting the knowledge, what he did, why did he come back, they came to know that he has come back. What is the reason? So somewhere the glimpse of Vidura's, the detailed explanation is there in the first canto. The glimpse will be given in the third canto. So that is more because the question has been asked, naturally just to continue. So Vidura Maitreya Samvad. And then when we say the Samvad, the topic is the same. But when the Samvad happens, it is actually one's realization over the subject matter. Like Bhagavatam class is given by so many speakers. The topic is the same, but one's realization in the topic, that is known as stuti, stava, stuti. So transcendental topic is one. The 9th chapter started with what? It started with Brahma getting the knowledge, isn't it? Brahma being asked to do the tapasya, Lord showing the whole Vaikuntha. So all these things are there. The same knowledge Brahma gives to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami giving this knowledge in this chapter to Parikshit. And that is being told by Suta Goswami to Shaunakadi Rishi. Okay. Raksha Mataji, you read one verse. No, you read all. The next Bindu.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hare Krishna. क्षत्तु कौशारवेस्तस्य संवादोऽध्यात्म संश्रितः यद्वा स भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्टस्तत्त्वमुवाचः गृहीणस्तदिदं सौम्य विदुरस्य विचेष्टितं बन्धुत्यागनिमित्तं च यथैवागतवान् पुनः. Translation. Sonaka Rishi said, let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidur and Maitreya, who talked on transcendental subjects, and what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya. Also, please let us know the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of the family members and why he again came. Please also let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the place of pilgrimage. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Sri Sutta Goswami was narrating the topics of the creation and destruction of the material world. But it appears that the rishi headed by Sonaka were more inclined to hear of transcendental subjects, which are on a higher level than the physical. There are two classes of men, namely those too addicted to the gross body and the material world, and others on the higher level who are interested more in transcendental knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam gives facility to everyone, both to the materialistics and to the transcendentalists. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the matter of the Lord's glorious activities, both in the material world and in the transcendental world, men can derive equal benefit. The materialistics are more interested in the physical law and how they are acting, and they see wonder in those physical glamours. Sometimes due to physical glamours, they forget the glories of the Lord. They should know definitely that physical activities and their wonders are all initiated by the Lord. The rose in the garden gradually takes its shape and color of become beautiful and sweet, not by a blind physical law, although it appears like that. Behind that physical law is the direction of the complete consciousness of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, things cannot take shape so systematically. The artist draws a picture of a rose very nicely with all attention and artistic sense, and yet it does not become as perfect as the real rose. If that is a real fact, how can we say that the real rose has taken its shape without intelligence behind the beauty? This sort of conclusion is due to the poor fund of knowledge. One must know from the above description of creation and annihilation that the Supreme Consciousness, being omnipresent, can take care of everything with perfect attention. That is the fact of omnipresence of Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord. Person still more foolish than the gross materialist, however, claim to be transcendentalist and claim to have such supreme, all pervading consciousness, but offer no proof. Such foolish person cannot know what is going on behind the next wall. Yet they are falsely proud of possessing the cosmic, all pervading consciousness of the Supreme Person. For them, also hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam is a great help. It will open their eyes to see the simply by claiming supreme consciousness, one does not become supremely conscious. One has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. The rishi of the Naimisharanya, however, were about the gross materialistic and the false transcendentalist, and thus they were always anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matter, as discussed by authorities. Hare Krishna, Madam. Mataji, you are on mute.
The last verse. Utuvacha rajya parikshita pushto yat avachan mahamunihi tadva vidasye तद्वो विदास्ये श्रुत राज्ञ प्रश्नानुसारतः Sutuvacha. Sri Suta Goswami replied, Ragya, by the king, Parikshita, by Parikshit Pushta as asked, yet what Avochat spoke, Mahamuni, the great sage, that very thing, Vaha unto you. Abhidasi, I shall explain, Shruta, please hear, Ragya, by the king, Prashna, questions, Anu, Sarata, in accordance with. So Sri Suta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subjects explained by the great sage in answer to King Parikshit's inquiries. Please hear them attentively. Now, what all the Parikshit Maharaj has asked to Sukadeva Goswami that I will more in detail explain to you. Till now he is explaining only, na? So more in detail I'll explain to you. You Bindu read?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी सुतुवाच राज्ञा परिसिता पृष्टो यद्वा यद्वोचन्महामुनिः तद्वो विधास्ये शृणुत राज्ञा प्रश्नानुसारतः. Translation. Sri Suta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subjects explained by the great sage in answer to King Parikshit's inquiries. Please hear them attentively. Purport. All question that is put forward may be answered by quoting the authority, and that satisfies the Sena section. That is the system even in the law court. The best lawyer gives evidence from the past judgment of the court without taking much trouble to establish his case. This is called the parampara system, and learned authorities follow it without manufacturing rubbish interpretations. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Brahma Samhita 5.1. Let us all obey the Supreme Lord, whose hand is in everything, without exception. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the second canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So third canto starts with Sukadeva Goswami explaining about Vidura. So both the questions are matched. They wanted to know about Vidura Maitreya, that is told to Parikshit Maharaj by Sukadeva Goswami. So what happened? Because Parikshit Maharaj wants to know about his uncles. Vidura is also his uncle only. So all these things will be spoken. Vidura is not grandfather, not uncle, it's grandfather, great grandfather. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions? So in next class, we'll do a little bit revision of 9th and 10th only. No? Next class, 9th and 10th, a bit revision. Anyhow, you all know that, but still one revision you all want that we can have. And your exam will be, I think, next month. August, September, no? After Janmashtami. Okay.
That's
मतलब माता जी एग्जाम आफ्टर जन्माष्टमी
बोलो आप पहले चाहिए तो मैं रख दूं. If you are prepared.
नहीं माता जन्माष्टमी के बाद ही. We are so busy till then.
Okay, okay, Mataji. No problem. We are very eager to learn third canto, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandat pranam, Mataji.
Vaishnava. Jai Shri Krishna.